Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Our Chancellor, His Highness the Aga Khan, Chairman and members of the Boards of Trustees, our Chief Guest, Ms. Melinda French Gates, our beloved President Feroz Rasool, Provost Amrine, my fellow deans from around the world, distinguished faculty and staff, friends of the universities, including our donors and supporters, and above all, the graduating class of 2020 and their family members. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Welcome to the medical college portion of AKU's first ever global convocation. We have just witnessed something historic, where the world has had to shut down and barriers have been erected. You have seen AKU bring down such barriers and bring all of us together from countries around the world to have this truly global event. Today's celebration is a testament to the spirit of our great university that continues to defy gravity. That when we were presented with a problem, we don't shy away from them. We analyze the issue, we come up with a solution, and we build back better. Simply put, if we're handed some lemons, trust us to make lemonade. Now here in Karachi, we are to bear witness to the conferring of degrees to 136 new graduates from the Aga Khan University Medical College, who will take up their role towards improving human health and immediately joining the fight against this global pandemic. This, of course, is not a usual convocation. We do have all the pomp and ceremony that we're used to. We're going to have Dr. Afia Zafar with the university blazon. We're all in our beautiful Jamia Posh. And in fact, with the address from His Highness, this will probably be one of the most memorable convocations we've ever had. But truly, though, there is, of course, one thing that is missing. And that is the physical presence of our families, our loved ones, our friends, and the extended faculty. Now, they're watching this online for their safety, but I know they can see us, and hear us. So I'm going to ask all of the students to please rise and let's give our families a round of applause that they will hear even without all this technology. I know so many families are watching from platforms like Facebook Live. I got an invitation from Ali Ahil Nurali's family. They're doing a virtual ceremony together. It's those kind of beautiful things that we would love to see. Thank you. Now I want to begin with stating what is obvious. And that is that each one of you, the graduates today, you have truly earned your degree. Our two new PhD graduates, our MSc Epidemiology, 13 of them, MS HPM, 19 of you, 3 MHPE, 4 Associates of Science in Dental Hygiene, and the 95 new Bachelors of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, new doctors. You have really done everything to earn your degree. During the pandemic, the university made it a priority that along with making sure you're safe, that you would have all the experiences that every graduating class before you had. And therefore, we went through great lengths to ensure that you got hands-on clinical training where needed. And I must say that you have beat all expectations. Your assessments have been fantastic. You just saw we conferred our 11th gold medal. Congratulations, Samra, again. And you got so many honors that my hands were cramping signing all of them. Now, of course, it took a lot to make this happen, so I do have a few thank yous to say. Of course, first thank you goes to His Highness, the Aga Khan, whose name now is linked to each one of us in our degrees. He just told us that this is going to be the last convocation of our beloved President Rasool. I want to let you know that during the pandemic, his leadership was incredible, and I have never seen a leader who was so caring about everybody that was here at AKU. behind the business-like facade is a truly compassionate man. The provost and the rest of the executive committee, we had hours and hours of discussion. If you would hear what the provost had been worried about and how he was here making things happen for each one of us, you would have just been so impressed. I want to thank our associate deans, Dr. Sadaf, all of our program directors, Ms. Salima Ali Bhai, Drs. Nerjis, Dr. Rosie, Dr. Tabassum Zera, Dr. Fazal Arain, and of course our PhD director, Dr. Zahra Hassan. I want to thank our colleagues in student health who made things safe for you, Dr. Unab, Dr. Faisal Mahmood, everybody's favorite Dr. Samar Zaki, and of course Dr. Aziz, who made that, yes, there we go, who made that academic bubble work, who made sure we invested in PPE, and who of course engineered those very fun weekly COVID tests. Now, you'll also see many faculty receiving awards for what they have taught you today. In fact, somebody stopped me and said, you know, there are quite a lot of faculty getting awards. I just want to remind you that these awards that are going to be confirmed today are actually highly exclusive, that they represent the best of more than 700 faculty members who are full-time and many, many more who are non-full-time. And that they represent not only the multiple programs graduating today, but the 70 or so postgraduate medical education programs, because that's how we do it. We learn all together, and getting one of those awards today is truly a big deal. I want to thank people all across our academic medical center, our CEOs, and now Dr. Shafi, who provided the leadership to ensure that all of you were safe and could come to the clinical rotations when we needed it. I also want to thank all the people, as Anam pointed out in her speech, who make AKU work, from the security guards who keep us safe, to the housekeepers who show us the definition of dignity of work, and to the many, many allied health professionals who are quick to teach us tricks on how to better take care of our patients. I also want to thank a very special person, Dr. Leila Akbar Ali. Since I was a student, we have come to know Leila as our guardian-in-chief. Her team and her colleagues are the reason why so many of us are able to sleep at night. Of course, I need to thank the families of the students. Our students come from all corners of the world, and many of you live in the hostel. The families trust AKU to take care of young adults who become doctors, masters, associates in dental hygiene, and so on. We are grateful for the trust you have placed in us, and we know that your support is truly the reason why our graduates are successful today. I particularly want to congratulate some of the faculty members whose children are graduating today, including Dr. Razi and Dr. Bogami, and so on. Congratulations to each one of you and the entire families. But most of all, I want to congratulate you, the graduates. You were able to achieve this not just because of our work. You achieved it because of your own work, because of your courage, your resilience, your grit, and your ability to adapt in an unpredictable situation. It is true that during the COVID pandemic, you were at the center of it all. Of course, the first COVID patient in Pakistan was admitted to AKU. The gold standard for tests were developed at AKU. We trained more than 100,000 people, healthcare providers, in how to better take care of COVID patients and how to better take care of themselves. Our faculty led numerous task forces and worked with the government hand in hand to lead the pandemic response in Pakistan. And when vaccines came, of course, the government entrusted us with giving those vaccines as the first private university right here in our parking lot. In short, the university did what it was designed to do for the past multiple decades, that it stood up when it mattered and it made a difference. Now, you students could have said, well, why don't we just take a back seat here and couldn't you just give us a test and graduate us? No, you didn't do that. You jumped right in. If a class was canceled, you volunteered to go do something. You volunteered to put yourselves in harm's way. You created the STAT, the Students Against COVID Task Force. You helped lead the Tele-ICU project. And one of our students, Fatma Karim from CHS, was able to put together a grant and bring multiple organizations together to support mental health needs of more than 500,000 people. That's just incredible what she was able to do. Now, when you all came to AKU, we knew you had the smarts. But through this experience, you really have proven yourself here. And as Dean, I salute you. Now, many of you are going to make very important decisions in your lives. Where you're going to go practice, what's going to be your next degree. And I'm going to ask you to please keep the AKU values at the forefront. How is it that you will make an impact in what decision you make? How are you going to make sure you're getting the best quality? How is your work going to be relevant? And how is what you do going to improve access to those who desperately need it? How are you going to live up to our faith in ICRA? I know that if we do this, that if we keep the faith in ICRA, we will be able to live up to the mission of the Chancellor, which was to make large-scale impact in the regions we operate in, and especially those areas where the need is enormous. Now, you might say you are just one person. How will you make such an impact? But I want to remind you, you are now not just one person. You are an AKU graduate. You were selected not just because you had good grades, but you were selected for your potential to lead. And I know for sure you will, inshallah, make a difference. Now remember, you will not be alone. You now join a multi-thousand strong alumni organization. And to prove it, now each one of you will have an alumni.edu, akualumni.edu email address. I have personally relied on the generosity of our alumni. In fact, the person who showed me the path to my becoming a surgeon is sitting here in the audience today, and we know who he is because he tells us that we must pursue the unachievable. Our alumni have been front and center, forging amazing paths and never settling for second best. And now they have become some of the biggest supporters of our university. Many of our alumni choose to practice at AKU and teach at AKU. Some of our faculty have connected us with amazing opportunities, and now as our alumni graduate, they are giving back in material ways as well. The class of 1988 bequeathed a research program. The class of 93, a patient safety center. The class of 94, the Pakistan Lifesavers Program and Center for Trauma and Emergencies. Many alumni have also personally given of themselves, especially Dr. Anita Zaidi and Professor Saad Shafqat, who gave a large grant, especially for PEDS research. And some gifts, I must say, have been truly transformative. Here I want to specifically call out Dr. Amina Sultan, OBE, from the class of '89, who has given us an incredible gift in the form of the Lela Chair of Ophthalmology, with the goal to change the practice of ophthalmology both at AKU, but at Pakistan in general. And because of her support and an incredible vision, today I am pleased to announce that the previous section of ophthalmology within the Department of Surgery is now being upgraded to a full-fledged Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences. And as noted yesterday, we are thrilled that Dr. Karim Damji from Alberta will be joining us as its inaugural chair in January 2022. This will be our first new department in more than a decade. Graduates, as you become alumni, you are joining a tradition of excellence, and you will do great. As I close and congratulate you, the faculty and your family members, I have 3 wishes for you. 3 wishes for the class of 2020, the class that has been forged in the crucible of one of the most trying times in human history. My duas are, may you find your passion so that you never have to work a day in your life. May you achieve mastery in whatever you do so that you are the respected expert that everyone can count on. And may you find the caravan of people who will never let you down and enable you to make the difference you want to make to humanity. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you very much.